And welcome on in, everybody, to the Jazz post-game report. And what I tell y'all, having the dog on the stream tonight was gonna be the good luck charm, and it certainly was. I told y'all before the stream, we've never lost wearing the gold jerseys on stream. We wore the gold jerseys tonight. We won once again. The Jazz take Game 4 of this best of 7 series against the Grizzlies, 120 to 113, a huge win for the Utah Jazz, man. And it goes without saying that this game wasn't a must win, but it was a huge win nonetheless, Blake. And you look at it now, the Jazz now up 3-1, which we were last year. We all know what happened last year. But Blake, you have to love your chances with now instead of three games, in a bubble environment that you're not used to. You've got at least two. If you are to lose the first two, you've got at least two games at home to finish off this series against a young Memphis Grizzlies team, not an experienced Denver team. You have to love your chances here in this series to take this series as most 3-1 teams do. I think we get it done in Game 5 against the Grizzlies, but just an overall, another great game by the Jazz. Another fourth quarter collapse, Blake, but the Jazz went on another run to end that game and did what's most important, win the basketball game.
Yeah, I do feel that there needs to be talk about what they're doing in the fourth quarter. I feel like it really needs to be touched on, and how can we improve closing out games. I know that there's definitely ways that we can fix some of these ups and downs. I feel like maybe starting Donovan Mitchell and Royce O'Neal would help a lot. Just
Yes.
having them set automatically, they would start. But overall, both teams had some nice shooting. Actually, the Grizzlies made more shots than the Jazz. They just took a lot more inside, or made a lot more inside, rather, as the Jazz actually shot less three-pointers, but made 50%, while the Grizzlies shot 28% from downtown. Great
Yeah,
perimeter
the Jazz
defense in
shot
this game.
Jazz shot amazing from
They
downtown.
did.
And I'm going to touch on this fourth quarter thing because I feel like that's the most important thing to touch on tonight.
Absolutely.
Jazz, in Game 1, we're up 14. Blew the lead, lost. Game 2, up by 20 at halftime. That one was in the third quarter. They got it down to 2. We still won by double digits. Game number 3, up by 11 going into the fourth quarter. The Grizzlies go and take the lead. We still win by double digits. Tonight, up by 13, 100-87 going into the third quarter. And really what I don't understand is, again, as we just touched on, is that we always start the fourth quarter without our two, biggest impact players. I don't think we started with Conley tonight or Mitchell. And another key guy in there is Royce O'Neal. I feel like we got to stop. Normally I'd be okay with it, but that's 3 games in a row where we've blown a huge lead. We've actually blown a huge lead in all 4 games in this series.
Yeah.
But if you just start the fourth quarter with guys like Mitchell, Conley, and O'Neal, you get that lead, or you keep it at 13 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Then you can substitute a guy in or two with 2 to 3 minutes, or just keep them in there. Rest them enough that you're able to put Mitchell, Conley, and O'Neal in the game. The 3 guys that I feel like have been playing biggest for us. I throw Gobert. Is in there. Gobert had a huge night tonight, but Gobert has, except for that fourth quarter, was slow on defense a little bit. But Gobert's also turning up on offense a little bit too. So I'll give credit to him. But we saw so many countless plays in that fourth quarter where Conley we were up by 4, 3:50 to go. Conley got the huge steal on the Morant drive, and we know Morant normally scores on that, especially against us. But Conley stripped it away, and then Clarkson hit a 3 on that possession. Then, or maybe it wasn't that one, but we hit a 3 on that possession. Then O'Neal, we're up 8, 45 seconds to go. And O'Neal gets that deflection. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about.
With-
Yeah,
with
and then
5.6
tosses it
seconds,
to Donovan
and then
Mitchell.
Mitchell steals
That
it.
won the game.
That won us the game right there. Grizzlies hit a 3. They're still in the game. Right? They get a
I
stop.
honestly feel like it's the effort. Who's
Yeah,
going to show
the effort that
late in
that
the
group
game?
brings,
Yeah.
and the skillness of Conley, and I understand sitting Conley. So honestly, the 3 guys that I think are must plays for the start of the fourth quarter: Mitchell, Royce O'Neal, and Gobert. Agreed?
Yeah, I agree.
I think you can put Clarkson out there, Bogdanovich, or Niang. I think
And
I'm fine with either one of those two
I feel
starting.
like depending on the game, that center position could be interchangeable.
It could be Favors.
Yeah,
depending
just
on
depending on the
foul
game.
trouble and etc. But normally I'd want Gobert out there.
Absolutely.
But I feel like Mitchell and Royce O'Neal
Yeah.
are too much starts in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But other than that fourth quarter collapse, I can't really look at any aspect of this game where I was like, damn, we really need to do better here. I guess
No.
you could say turning the ball over, obviously limiting the turnovers, kind of sloppy tonight. A bunch of cross-court passes that I felt were unnecessary. But the three balls are falling, what'd you say, 50% from downtown?
Yep. On the
50%.
dot.
That's
50%. 17 for
That is
34.
amazing.
Yep.
You look at the offensive Gobert inside tonight. He had 1 point going into the halftime. He finished with 14. You looked at Conley stepping up big in that fourth quarter. Mitchell, 30 points, stepped up big. Most points in the series for him. O'Neal was huge. He's shooting the ball lights out in the fourth and the whole series. That man is on something else right now. And I told you all this would come. Did I not, Blake? I told everyone O'Neal was going to be a key player in this series, and he's done nothing but disappoint for the Utah Jazz. If you know me, I'm the biggest fan of O'Neal.
No,
and he is
not disappoint. He is. You said disappoint.
I said did not disappoint.
You said
maybe I worded it wrong, but nevertheless,
yeah,
O'Neal has done amazing.
He's been fantastic.
He has played his best basketball of his career in the playoffs, no doubt about it. Always hustling, making key plays as we touchdown. Bogdanovich, he played phenomenal tonight. Didn't get a lot of touch. How many points did Bogdanovich have tonight? 10?
Bogdanovich tonight, I think he had a few more than that.
He might have.
Let's see, I'm going to pull up box score. Bogdanovich in this game had 13, yeah.
13,
5 for
okay.
10.
So I
but,
was
that's
right.
acceptable. That's very acceptable.
But what did he shoot the ball at?
5 for 10, 50%. Big time.
And his three-point shot?
3 for 5.
Yeah, exactly. Love that performance out of Bogdanovich.
Yeah.
And then me and you have both been hard on him this series.
We have.
We've needed this guy to come up, and we said it in the pregame, we need him to come up big. He struggled to start, and then it was 41-40 before he hit his first three-pointer.
And it just went.
And after that,
from then.
JC, Jordan Clarkson, the flamethrower from the Philippines, baby, he went to work. He had 24. Yep. He played amazing tonight.
8 for 18, field goals, 4 for 9. Apparently his plus minus was +0, but he was in so many clutch moments that I can totally see how that happens.
Don't let that plus minus fool you. It was -10 at halftime.
Yeah, it's big time.
Don't let that plus minus fool you. He was big.
6 rebounds. So he was everywhere in this game, and I love the way he's playing right now.
Favors played a great game as well. Favors.
Oh my goodness.
Favors. He has earned his minutes in the playoffs, and he is delivering. And you look at Game 5 now. Well, let's talk to the Grizzlies a little bit too. How about Melton in that fourth quarter?
Oh
man?
my goodness.
He played lights out. 15 points in the fourth quarter.
And we were talking about this as the game was ending. They showed a graphic of all of these guys that they have that are so young. This core of guys that Memphis has, they are going to be so good in the future. 25, John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and one other guy is 21. I mean, this Grizzlies team is promising for the future. Not yet. They're not ready to make a run yet. But in the future. Oh my goodness. When these guys develop, Grayson Allen's going to be a freaking.
I don't want to play this team in the playoffs.
No, I do not.
I'll tell you that much. But we're now one game away from closing off this series in 5, and we'll be live for it 9-10 Eastern time on the Jazz. So for the Jazz and the Memphis Grizzlies, as the Jazz look to get a huge win at home and go advance to round 2. By the way, scheduling for round 2. Round 2 will start on June 6th if the Clippers-Mavericks series ends in 6. And if it ends in 7, it will begin June 8th. Something to look forward to. I really think we won this series. But we'll just have to wait and see till Wednesday. Jazz Nation, that's it from Blake and I. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you on Wednesday for the Jazz and the Grizzlies.
Appreciate
Game 5, a chance to close it out.
See you, everybody.